This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Our top story, the Bradenton Police Department now has another tool to help combat crime. It's a program called Safe Cams.
The department is asking homeowners and business owners across the city to register their surveillance camera systems to help officers identify and capture criminals. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is joining us live from the city of Bradenton with more on this story tonight. Jess.
Good evening, Haley and Scott. When Bradenton Police Department responds to a crime, information and video footage can be crucial in solving that case that they get from these surveillance cameras. And a lot of businesses and even some residents already have these cameras in place. All Bradenton Police Department is asking them to do is to register it as a safe cam. That way they know where the cameras are and how they can get the footage if needed. Domenico Cesare bought his Bradenton home a year ago and immediately had cameras installed inside and out.
We had heard there'd been some issues around the area, so we thought maybe security cameras would be a good idea.
Not only do the cameras deter criminals, Cesare says it makes him feel safer.
You have the ability to be anywhere you are and pick up your iPhone and see what's going on in your house.
Cesare has yet to be in a situation where he needed to provide footage of his home or neighborhood to police, and hopefully he never will. But Cesare says he wouldn't think twice if he had to, and plans to register his camera with BPD's Safe Cams program. Meanwhile, across town at Jess's Jewelers, these cameras keep a watch.
Being in the jewelry business that we're in, security cameras are an essential part of our security.
Like Cesare's home surveillance system, the cameras at Jess's Jewelers capture everything happening inside and outside of the store. And since the business moved in 3 years ago, the cameras have come in handy several times.
We've had several civilians that have gotten into accidents at the intersection ask us if they could have access to the surveillance cameras and to the footage to help settle an argument of whose fault was it.
While footage was never needed for a criminal investigation, Jess's Jewelers wants police to know that any footage they have is theirs for the taking.
We are more than happy to share our surveillance cameras with the police and law enforcement. We have no problem with that whatsoever. I think it's going to be an excellent program.
Now, as you can tell, this program is new, so a lot of people aren't aware of it yet, but registration is easy. It only takes about 10 minutes and it doesn't cost anything. All you have to do is log on to Bradenton Police Department's website and you can register right there. And then if you decide that you want to opt out, whenever that is, you can do so right away. Reporting live in Bradenton, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you. This is day one of the trial against Punta Gorda Police Chief Tom Lewis. Lewis is charged with culpable negligence in the shooting death of 73-year-old Mary Knowlton in a police exercise last year. Knowlton was shot by Officer Lee Cole in a shoot-don't-shoot civilian exercise. The gun was supposed to be loaded with blank rounds. However, it was loaded with real bullets. Prosecutors argued Chief Lewis should have checked the firearm.
Tom Lewis didn't do anything criminal in this case. The evidence is going to show you that one person did two things that violated his training, the policies of the Punta Gorda Police Department.
An officer with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, which investigated the shooting, also testifying today. The trial will continue into tomorrow.
Two drive-by shootings in the past week, a block apart, and Sarasota police are now looking for answers. The more recent shooting happened about 24 hours ago in the area of 31st Street and Goodrich Avenue. Police say a passenger of a silver SUV shot several times at a silver sedan. Last week, another shooting broke out on nearby 32nd Street near US 301. Police aren't sure if these two shootings are related. Fortunately, no one was hurt in either shooting, but the police chief says she is just as concerned about passers-by getting hit.
We're really concerned that a tragic event can happen as a result of these type of incidents. An innocent person could be walking down the street or just cleaning their car in their driveway, and one of these bullets is going to hit them.
If you have any information about either of these shootings, you are asked to call the Sarasota Police Department.
Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan will be in Washington, D.C. later this week to chair a meeting about human trafficking in Florida. According to the National Human Trafficking Resource Center, Florida ranks third in the United States in the number of human trafficking cases. And the reported number of cases of human trafficking jumped 54% in the state last year. This Wednesday, Florida's 29-member congressional delegation will meet in Washington to discuss prevention, treatment for survivors, and law enforcement's work to crack down on the crime.
And now for a check on our forecast, let's head over to Bob.
Well, pretty good weekend, really. A few showers and storms now and again, but all in all, a very quiet weekend to say the least. We're not looking at those afternoon showers and storms quite yet. There's a frontal boundary that has made its way over north central Florida right now. It's kind of disrupted the overall flow, but it'll slowly get back Tuesday, more so Wednesday. We'll start to see a return to the afternoon and evening storms as they work their way from central Florida, kind of collide with that sea breeze, really explode here along the west coast, and then move gently out into the Gulf of Mexico. But right now, just one or two showers. One in particular over northeast Manatee County produced a lot of rainfall. There's a flood advisory there that has since expired. This one by Bayshore Gardens, not doing a lot, but it is creating a little outflow boundary, and that may generate some showers down the road. So a moderate downpour near US 41 all the way over to, again, State Road 70. Now down south, there's one lone shower there in Port Charlotte near I-75, but there is a boundary heading in that general direction. You can see it right there. There it is, an outflow from the earlier storms, and as that hits that, that will explode a little bit. We can see other showers popping up near Venice and down south near Inglewood in the next hour or so. Currently, we have some thunder being heard during that shower near Bayshore. A temperature 81 degrees. The dew point is at 72. We'll let you know about the rest of the week's forecast and take a look at the tropics coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Florida's next chief financial officer will be one of Governor Rick Scott's original political allies. Former state representative Jimmy Patronus will complete Jeff Atwater's term. Atwater is leaving the elected cabinet office for a job at Florida Atlantic University. This is Governor Scott's third major appointment for Patronus, who served in the State House for 8 years. The governor previously appointed Patronus to the Florida Public Service Commission and the State Constitution Revision Commission. Scott says Patronus is the right person for the CFO job.
He's a small business person. He knows the impact that government has on businesses. He knows that higher taxes, he knows more regulation hurts businesses. He wants to do everything he can to what he's done right here at Captain Anderson's. He wants to build jobs.
While Patronus would not commit to running for a full term as chief financial officer, Scott could have a potential friend on the campaign trail in 2018 if he runs for U.S. Senate. Patronus will be sworn in on Friday.
ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. And Richard, was kind of a mixed Monday as we start a new week on Wall Street.
Scott, that's exactly the case, although it didn't look that way. When the market opened at 9:30 this morning, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up by triple digits, actually up by 111 points in the first 30 minutes of trading. But alas, that didn't hold. We actually got down to minus 13. That was late this morning, but we did finish with a reasonable gain. And let us not forget, as of this Friday, the first half of the year will be over. It looks exactly like a good 6 months for the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and for all of you out there who are investors. So let's take a look at the numbers. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up by less than 15 points, 0.07% at 21,409.55. That on volume of 664 million shares. The NASDAQ, the down arrow of the day and the biggest move of the day, down 0.3%, more than 18 points at 6,247.15. That on volume of 1,601 million shares. And there you see the S&P barely budged, up but not even a point, 0.03% at 2,439.07. Well, today is the 26th of June, not only my daughter's birthday, but also the anniversary of a coffee company that went public back in 1992. You may have heard of them. It's called Starbucks, based in Seattle. Well, when the company did go public, they had a whopping 150 stores in 5 states. They now have 26,000 stores in 75 states. They have over 300,000 employees, and food, which they didn't serve in the very beginning, now represents 20% of their total volume. If you had invested $10,000 in Starbucks on the day it came out 25 years ago, you would now have $1.82 million. That's a lot of coffee. Done well.
Every time you tell us that, Richard, it's kind of depressing that we didn't jump on these things early. And Starbucks, they kind of reinvented themselves. They had those rough years. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Richard, some big news on Hertz and Avis.
Yes, it's unusual that both of them would have positive news on the same day, but guess what? It's all about self-driving cars. They're getting involved with small companies like Apple, Amazon, etc., to see what can be done with those cars. And if they're there and if Apple's spending that kind of money, chances are it just might be the future.
Could be a great idea.
Yep. Richard, thanks for the update.
You are welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a partial win for President Trump. The Supreme Court allows just some of his travel ban to go into effect for now.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, a replacement for physical therapy. How yoga is doing wonders for certain types of back pain. That's in Health Smart.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
It's our rainy season, and that can keep the kids stuck inside. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. A mom blogger brings us places to go and things to do when we can't go play outside. It's National Camping Month. Wait till you see all of the new gear to make camping comfortable and fun. Plus, Florida Studio Theater brings us the Jersey Tenors, and Chef Jamil has a blended burger from Michael's on East.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or get more legroom and maximum comfort with a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me.
Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
U.S. Supreme Court today announcing it will allow a modified version of the president's temporary travel ban to go into effect.
The court will actually hear and rule on the case in the fall, but the Trump administration is already calling it a victory. ABC's Lana Zach is covering it from outside the Supreme Court.
Visitors coming into the United States without a bona fide relationship with a person or entity in the U.S. can, in fact, be turned away, the Supreme Court announced, supporting in part the White House's temporary travel ban. In a statement, President Trump called this a clear victory for our national security, but the reality may be more nuanced.
What the Supreme Court did with the travel ban order was surprising. It wasn't a big win for the administration. It wasn't a big loss for the administration. It really did split the baby.
Here's why. While the court decided to overturn the lower court's injunction against the travel ban, allowing it to go into effect, they provide an exception for people who have relatives in the U.S., students accepted into universities here, and workers employed by American companies. A move that prompted dissent by 3 of the more conservative justices, Thomas, Alito, and the court's newest member, Gorsuch, who wanted to allow the full travel ban to take place with no additional exceptions offered by the court. Opponents argue, though, that even allowing part of the ban to go forward is a setback, especially for refugees from any of the 6 majority Muslim countries that are identified in the ban.
The fact that this is a temporary suspension gives us no comfort at all. Our clients' lives are in danger right now. They're facing ongoing threats, and by delaying their cases for 10 days or 20 days or 120 days, that means that they could be killed while they're waiting for the Supreme Court to make a decision on this case.
The Supreme Court says that they intend to hear the full case when they meet in the fall. But given that the travel ban is supposed to be temporary, lasting 90 and 120 days, it may actually be over before the court even hears it. Reporting from outside the Supreme Court, Lana Zach, ABC News.
Good weekend for Bob's golf game, I know.
Yeah.
Just beat the showers.
It was okay,
right?
not too bad. Yeah, we had some great times up there, and the rain came right at the end. I mean, there's most everyone was finished. We had a little shower there, so it wasn't a big problem. There's just one lone shower right over top of us. And the car show on Sunday was good, and then we got a lot of activities going on this week for it as well. The big fishing tournament, too, the friendliest catch this Wednesday. It looks like we'll get back into those afternoon and evening storm, which will be good because the tournament is actually in the morning. Van Way's a webcam showing kind of some clouds around today as a result of a little frontal boundary, which is now over north central Florida, and it looks as though it's generating a little bit more rain to the north of us right now. That front's going to continue to fall southward, and it will be close to us tomorrow, so a little bit better chance for some showers, but the front itself, not all that strong. Obviously, the fronts this time of year are very weak. You can see it extending out here in the Atlantic and then stretching all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico. Well, there it is, some heavier showers near Gainesville, along near Jacksonville, a waterspout or possibly even an isolated tornado there. For us, we had some heavy rain about an hour ago. That has since faded. And then some showers near Bayshore Gardens and near the airport. That, too, is weakening. And then this lone shower near Port Charlotte will get a little bigger as some outflow is heading that way and will kind of aid. And we're already starting to see that happening now with a few lightning strikes just within the last 5 minutes there, indicating some heavier rain into that region. Light rain now near Bayshore. And as I mentioned, it looks like limited activity right now. There's still a chance to see some late night showers like we've had over the past couple of nights, but most of the action will be widely scattered and most of it inland. 84 right now, some clouds around, and the dew point is at 74. Winds basically out of the north now at 12. That's aided from that shower that's near the airport. Our winds will stay relatively light tomorrow out of the northwest as that front kind of pushes down to our south. We're not going to see any drop in temperatures. They'll still stay rather warm into the mid-80s now, but where it's raining and some rain cool there, 79 near Longboat Key, Palm Air at 82, Sarasota 82 degrees and 81 now into Siesta Key. 10 degrees warmer at Northport, but they'll start to cool down as that shower near Port Charlotte starts to move, or at least some of the air starts to move their way. Forecast tomorrow, although it looks ominous, again, this is a computer forecast model indicating looks like storms throughout the day. Not the case. We are going to see a chance for a few morning showers into the late morning, early afternoon near the coast. That rain chance at about 30%, and then a little better chance for inland storms late in the afternoon. The reason why the inland storms, because whenever we have a front here, high pressure gets pushed down to the south, and we have this little west to southwesterly wind component, which has a tendency to favor inland storms. Now for tonight, as I mentioned, a few evening showers are possible near the coast. We should start off pretty nice. A few showers late morning, early afternoon right near the coast, and then these will have a tendency to move off toward the east coast. By Wednesday, though, this front fades away, and then we start to see a return to that southeasterly wind flow with showers and storms developing along the sea breeze in the late afternoon and evening, and then heading back toward the Gulf of Mexico. Well, in the Pacific, we have Dora, and Dora is a hurricane now. It's heading off to the west-northwest and is intensifying somewhat. It's up to 90 mile-an-hour winds earlier. Now, again, out into the Atlantic. Nothing going on right now, but the European forecast model is suggesting we may see something come off the coast of Africa by Friday of this week. So we'll watch it. The European model fairly good at predicting storms out there in the Atlantic. As far as temperatures go, pretty cool all the way down to Kansas City and St. Louis and Detroit now into the upper 60s to low 70s. Hot out west, but not as hot as it was last week. For boaters, winds out of the southwest, turning to the northwest, not much wind out there. Seas running right around 2 feet or less with a light shot. Here's the forecast, then a 40% chance for scattered storms at any time tomorrow. And then Wednesday, we get back to the afternoon and evening variety. And then it should stay typical all the way through the weekend with scattered showers and storms late in the day. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. And Suncoast Traffic Watch right now. We're seeing traffic backed up on I-75 northbound lanes. This is from right around University Parkway north to State Road 70 on the interstate, and then it gets a little faster after that. And then drivers heading west on State Road 776 from Port Charlotte to the Englewood area may run into delays this evening. Around 2 o'clock this afternoon, a concrete truck flipped over on its side. The driver was flown to the hospital for treatment. Crews are still trying to get that truck, which is a very heavy vehicle, off the roadway. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In Health News tonight, another marvel as the result of 3D printing. Scientists at Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine have found success using 3D printed ovaries in mice that actually ovulate. By removing a female mouse's ovary and replacing it with a bioprosthetic ovary, the mouse was able to not only ovulate but also give birth to healthy pups. The moms were even able to nurse their young. The team's objective is to help restore fertility and hormone production in women who have undergone cancer treatment and have increased risk of infertility and hormone-based issues. Babies with spina bifida usually undergo surgery after they are born. Now parents have another option, surgery in the womb. Only a handful of hospitals offer this life-changing option, but it has proven highly successful. It usually takes place in the second trimester. This early intervention keeps spinal fluid leakage to a minimum and allows time for healing for both baby and mother before labor. A study showed the results after birth were much better for those who had the surgery while in the womb. Yoga may be just as effective as physical therapy for reducing lower back pain. In a study by Boston Medical Center, those who did yoga lowered their pain scale number by about as much as those who did physical therapy. They also reported that they could function better and lower the use of their pain medications. The study looked at specific yoga routines designed by experts because some yoga poses can be harmful to the back. Coming up, way worse than just a little turbulence. Passengers described what it was like to be on this violently shaky flight. Plus, a passenger with an unusual item in a carry-on where this 20-pound lobster was found. Straight ahead.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
This year's Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix will feature 2 full days of racing off Lido Beach on July 1st and 2nd. Meet race teams up close during the Boats on Main downtown block party on Friday, June 30th. Don't miss the Grand Prix Fan Fest on July 1st and 2nd, where you can see race boats launch and watch the races live from under a large tent. There will be music, food, fan zones, and vendors. VIP race day viewing tickets are available at SarasotaPowerboatGrandPrix.org.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
A pilot urges passengers to pray after a plane started violently shaking in midair. Imagine that. An investigation is underway into what went wrong on AirAsia X flight from Western Australia to Malaysia yesterday. Video from inside the cabin shows the Airbus A330 rattling through the sky, shaking the nerves of the 359 people on board. Passengers say the pilot then came over the intercom twice, telling them to pray and that their survival depended on their cooperating. The pilot then turned the plane around and headed back to Australia. Passengers were told to brace for possible impact, but fortunately the plane was able to land safely.
The plane was really limping home, like it was shuddering. We all thought, we're just going to go down.
There were lots of people crying, lots of people pulling out the life jackets and stuff, like pretty much preparing. Like we thought there was a good chance that we were going to go down.
Passengers were offered $20 vouchers. They probably should have got more than that. Don't you think? The plane is being checked over by engineers and it remains grounded. 8 people are in the hospital in Southern California after an SUV crashes into a motel swimming pool. Police say the driver lost control of the SUV last night, slammed into a wall, and then plunged into the water. Children between the ages of 6 and 10 were in the water at the time, but they were not seriously hurt, fortunately. The driver was critically injured. An investigation is underway on whether he was under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
A huge lobster found its way out of its habitat. TSA agents found a 20-plus pound lobster inside someone's checked luggage at Boston Logan International Airport yesterday. According to TSA, live lobsters are allowed, but they must be in clear, spill-proof containers. No indication yet from airport officials if the passenger got to keep the lobster. Wow, that's bizarre, and a huge lobster. Well, you never know what you're going to find while cleaning out a pool on the Suncoast. While bending down to clean out the pool drain, a Port Charlotte man found this osprey peeking back at him. It turns out the bird was stuck and his wing was injured. Charlotte County Sheriff's deputies were able to free him. Deputies posted these pictures on their Facebook page with one caption, "Who says animal rescues are just for firefighters?" Good job.
But how did that bird get in there? That is just strange, isn't it?
No, I don't know why it would fly. Or maybe because it knew it was injured, it needed a place to kind of be
like
safe.
A juvenile.
Right, so maybe that's what happened. Well, still to come in your Suncoast News, the deaths of 2 gopher tortoises. Where
the protected animals were found beaten and what agencies and residents are doing now to find the person responsible.
I'm Adam Cellini. Local charter schools have more ammo to recruit public school teachers. We'll show you how they're doing it coming up after the break.
I dropped it on the floor and he stepped on it.
No matter how you broke your smartphone, there's only one smart way to fix it. Batteries plus bulbs. Schedule your repair at batteriesplus.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALT named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Feld Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in NCRedible, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live in the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, NCRedible, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and co-insurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-800-558-8779.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.